everyone, it's Alyssa here. So I wanted to bring you a video today on my pet peeves. So I do already have a retail pet peeves video, but I wanted to make a more generic pet peeves video and maybe start a series and do like driving pet peeves or other retail pet peeves or like specific place pet peeves. I try to be a really positive person, but sometimes some people just know how to make me frustrated as hell. So let's get into the video. One of my biggest pet peeves, I lost my grandma to lung cancer, and my mom smokes, my boyfriend smokes, and it's just not something I condone or enjoy or want to put myself in a place to be around. I hate when people openly smoke in public around strangers and people they don't know, and just do it and don't give a shit. And because like I know my mom, my boyfriend are very considerate when it comes to smoking in front of other people. They're like, hey, do you mind? They won't do it with me in the car. They know when someone's uncomfortable, they won't just go up and light up right outside of a door or at Starbucks when there's like 4 or 5 tables outside and is the person directly sitting next to you. Like, I understand it's outside, it's not inside, but still a lot of people don't want to be around that even outside because like the wind can carry it in your direction. And I'm highly sensitive to the smell. Like, I can tell right away when somebody's smoking, and I was just like, without even looking, and I'm like thanks for the secondhand smoke and possible lung cancer one day, thanks. Another pet peeve of mine, this has to do with college in general. So at the beginning of the semester, every professor usually either posts on your online web page or hands out a syllabus with all your assignments, with all of your required readings, the days you have off, if there's a modification in the schedule, everything like that. And it's a pet peeve of mine for when a professor will announce ahead of time, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ahead of time, hey, we have a midterm, hey, we have this due, hey, we have that due. And then I get a text from one of my friends or one of my classmates, and they're just like, hey, is this due tomorrow? And I'm like, it's in the syllabus. They've already mentioned it like probably 2 or 3 times. Yeah, there's a high chance it's due on the date it says on the syllabus and the date they've already talked about. Like, there wasn't an email changing it, and I just get really frustrated. And half the time I won't respond when somebody asks me that because I'm a type of person, I have to control my responses a lot of the time because I will come back with somebody and be like, no shit, Sherlock, or just a really like unnecessary catty or sarcastic remark. That's just who I am as a person, and I have to control it. And if I don't just like delete it, like it's very hard for me to be like, yep, I've been trying to get better. I promise I have, and I'm working on it. But yeah, it just frustrates me when people are not observant or pay attention when something's been stated or posted multiple times, because I'm like, come on, get your shit together. So another pet peeve of mine is, this is like life in general, is when people think that everything happens to them and they have zero control over anything or how they react. So I have met quite a few people in my life where they think, oh damn, my car broke down and I failed a test and my hours got cut all in 1 week, everything happens to me, I can't do anything about it, that sucks, oh pity me. I am a huge believer in, obviously things can happen to you, people can pass away, you can lose a job, but how you react is all on you. You can take that in stride and learn from it and grow, or you can pity yourself and not grow from it and just cry about it. What ends up better at the end of the day? You bettering yourself, obviously. And so people that believe everything happens to them and they have no control, to me, is just, doesn't make sense, because you have control over every situation and how you react to every situation in life. Obviously things are going to be hard. That's bound to happen, that's life. But it's not always somebody else or something else's fault. And the world is not out to get you. whatever's out there, universe, God, doesn't matter. Whatever you believe in, they're not out to get you at the end of the day. Can guarantee that. Some people have a lot harder of a life than others. Some people don't go through as much, or it's hard because everybody's different. Every situation's different. Your reactions can determine your life, basically, and how you react to each situation. You can fail a class and you have the choice to either move on, take that F, and maybe not get into the next class or your next program or your next goal in life, or not get a job. Or you can take that in stride, retake the class, do extra studying, do something that can help in the end of the day. You control your destiny. Kind of on that note, another pet peeve is people that complain about very, very little things but do nothing to change it. So, like if somebody were to be like, I'm cold. Oh, okay, congratulations. If you were to be like, hey, I'm cold, can we go inside? That's one thing. But I've had this happen to me before where somebody's like, I'm cold. And I'm like, okay. If you're like, do you want to go inside? Like, I don't know what that means. Like, do you expect me to be like, oh, do you want to go inside? That's not a big deal. I'd more than likely go inside. It's not like you're imposing me much. It just... There's a decent sized city near me, and I usually drive through to get back home from class at the end of the night. And one of the biggest things I've noticed is jaywalking at night is a huge pet peeve of mine. I don't want to kill a person with my car, but I'm sorry, if I can't physically see you and you just decide to cross the road on like a normal street and you don't look where the cars are coming and you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna walk, like, more power to you, but I can't see you. Unless you're wearing like running or like reflective gear, or you're on a bike or something. Don't jaywalk at night. It's not safe for you, and I don't want to kill a person. Another pet peeve of mine is when people are always late. I've had this in jobs, I've had this with friends and family, and I'm always early, if not always on time. I'm very rarely late, and if anything, it's usually not to work. It's maybe like a class that doesn't take attendance or like something like that. But to me, it's just not respectful of other people's time. Like, I know one person I used to work with, she would call out a lot, and she was always late. You never knew half the time if she was actually going to show up for her shift. Was she doing a no-call, no-show? I understand maybe not calling 5 minutes, but anything more than 5, maybe 10 minutes late, and you're not calling, people are going to think that you're just not showing up. And if it happens multiple times, I'm sorry, but I would never want to be known for always being late. That is not something that I would ever want to have as a character trait or something that I'm known to do. To me, that's just, you don't respect other people's time. So it's a pet peeve when somebody's always late and it's always an excuse of, oh, traffic. Oh, yeah, like, leave earlier. Especially to work, when you're scheduled for a certain time and somebody's always late, and you're just like, if this happens to you every single shift, maybe that's a sign you should leave early for your shift. Just a guess. This has been a pet peeve of mine ever since high school, probably middle school, is when people are walking in probably like a big crowd or a pretty public walkway, and then they just stop. I've had this happen to me so many times in school. I've had this so many, like in high school, college. This happened to me one time. I was going to Hampton Beach up in New Hampshire one time, and we were walking around like by the shops and everything, and then following like this, like these two ladies and like one of their boyfriends or something, and one of the women just like stopped in front of a food place. Like there was plenty of people behind us and everything. I said out loud to my friend Tori, and I was just like, yeah, just stop in the middle of the walkway, that's fine. And I forget what the girl said, or the woman said, but she had like some sort of sarcastic remark, and I was like, just don't stop in the middle of the walkway. Go like walk to the side, walk to where nobody else is walking. Just, why do you have to stop when there's people directly behind you? I don't understand. I like, if I'm ever with a person that stops in the middle of a walkway, I like pull them to the side and I'm like, hey, let's go over here. There's someone behind you. Like, I just don't want to be an asshole. Sorry. On that note, I hate slow walkers. When people are walking, just like taking their sweet ass time. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't want to just like go on a stroll today. Like, walking from my class to like other class. It's like where? I have somewhere to be. I don't know about you. Like, I don't have enough time to just take my sweet ass time walking from place to place. Like, I just want to like go from point A to point B and just get there. I don't get it. Just, why do you need to walk so slowly? I understand if there's like maybe somebody's injured. Like, my friend just broke her leg, and like, I understand that. Like, that's fine. But like, you have a reason, or like somebody's like a disability or something. But like, when it's like a normal healthy person just like slowly walks, I'm like walk faster, or like walk all the way to the right like a road, and like slow walkers like slow lane, like that. Pet peeve, I am all for playing music. I love using my aux cord in my car. I listen to my audiobooks. Like, but I don't like having other people hear what I'm hearing. Like, if I pull up to a drive-thru, music's off. If I pull up to a light, or like I'm not on a highway anymore, like my music tends to be louder when I'm on a highway. When I'm on a side street, probably not. And when people blast music either out of their phone, say like on a bus or in public, and they're playing out of their phone, out of a Bluetooth speaker, to me, I'm just like, I don't want to hear that. Half the time, I just think it's like not good music, which kind of sucks. But it's just like, why can't you just put headphones in? Or people that are on speakerphone, oh my god, people on speakerphone, I'm like, I don't need to hear your conversation. Take it off speakerphone. I don't understand. When I hold a door for somebody and they just walk through, don't say thank you, don't do anything, and yeah, it's like, you're welcome. You're welcome for holding the door, doing less work for you, trying to be a nice person and hold the door for somebody else, and you walk through and don't give a damn. Like, okay, well, fuck me then. Thanks. Thanks. Pet peeve at work, for sure, is when you go into a place, like I know this used to happen when I worked at Best Buy. There's AP, asset protection, is up at the front, usually by the entrance. Depending if you're like a mall store, there's usually one on each side. And people will be like, hi, how are you? Or like, have a great day. And people just like completely ignore you. And it's kind of similar, like the last thing, like, okay, thanks, I'll go fuck myself, I guess. Like, bye. Like, it's just common courtesy. If someone's like, hi, how are you? You're like, good, how are you? Or like, you're like, have a great day. You're like, thanks, you too. Something. Or when somebody's like, thank you, you say, you're welcome. Like, common courtesy. This is one that's 100% on me that I just get really ticked off by, and it makes me kind of an asshole, but I'm trying to get better on this one. I really hate repeating myself more than once, let alone more than twice. If I'm like, do you want to get food? What? Do you want to get food? What? And then I'm that asshole that's like, do you want to get food? And like, I'll like scream it and be that asshole. I need to work on that. I just hate repeating myself. I'm just like, I'll either like scream it, or I'll say like, never mind, if it's not relevant enough. And then I'll just be like, okay, well, you couldn't hear the first 2 times. I guess it's not that important. Sorry. This pet peeve really gets me. Just an anxious habit a lot of people have is like bouncing or shaking their leg. I don't like looking at it. It stresses me out. And they shake like my area, like if I'm like in a chair and it's shaking my chair, or like a booth or a table or my pen or my paper, and it's like shaking that, and I'm like, please stop shaking your leg. Like, another person shaking their leg gives like me stress. I don't know why, but it just does. A huge pet. It's just like something that pisses me off. When people put eyelashes on their cars. I know some people love it because clearly some people do it, like, on purpose. And I'm just like, I think it's the stupidest thing. I think it's ugly. I think it's tacky. I just don't like it. And every time I see it, I'm like, saw one today. It was like a white car with like pink eyelashes, and then half of them were off, and I was like, that's a bad eyelash extension job. Like, half of them were falling off, and I was just like, please don't do that to your car. Like, I feel like that's just cruel to your car. So those were my recent pet peeves that I have about like everyday life. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any other video ideas, please leave them in the comment section down below. I really enjoyed this video. It definitely made me laugh and made me consider some of the stuff I react to. And some of it's like super stupid. And like little tics that I just have. But I really enjoyed this video. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye everyone. Everything is not always about you. Tidbit. Advice from Melissa. Like, why? The world doesn't need to hear what you're listening to. The world doesn't need to hear your conversation. Get some headphones with a microphone or something.